Hello, my name's Dave Thrall, and I have been doing a video every day about my book, which is called Not Pat, and this is video number 7. Hopefully you've been watching the others. I would recommend watching the others because otherwise this one will just be you jumping into the middle of a story and not knowing what's happened so far. Although I shall summarise briefly where we are up to. There has been a bit of a disaster in the village of Little Pidlington, and the fire station has been burnt down, and Clive, a 6-year-old boy, and Mary, a donut, are investigating. Now, it seems like a woman called Pat did this because there was a note blue tacked to the fireman's pole that said, I did this from Pat. However, Clive and Mary think that not Pat is not a likely fire station burner downer. Don't think that's a word. But so they have gone to investigate and find out. So the first place they went to investigate is they went to the fire station, which is no more except for the pole, and they had a little look around, and the thing that they found, which could be a clue, were some crumbs of cake, and the cake was a lemon drizzle cake. So fire station burnt down, all the things you expect to find, lots of ash, lots of burnt things, but an unusual item, lemon drizzle cake, a few crumbs left. So that is what they found out. So they're going to do a little bit of further investigation to see if they can pin down who this villain who burnt down the fire station could be. Chapter number 8. Pat, do you like lemon cake? Pat, do you like lemon cake? Asked Clive and Mary simultaneously through the bars of the prison window. Yes, said Pat, who was finding it difficult to speak because she had a whole slice of lemon cake in her mouth. I told you she was guilty. Should we just make this the end of the story? I'm getting tired now. However, that's not the end of the story, and we'll read another chapter today because that was a very, very short one. Do you like lemon cake? Here we go then, if we have to. Clive and Mary were still suspicious. They reasoned that lots of people like lemon cake, and just because Pat liked lemon cake did not make her guilty of burning the fire station down. So Clive and Mary decided to take their investigations a little further and find out how many of the residents of Little Pidlington liked lemon cake. The lemon cake likers would then make up their list of suspects. So they made themselves a questionnaire that looked like this. Do you like lemon cake? Yes. No. Do you like lemon cake? I quite like lemon cake. Do you like lemon cake, dear reader? If you do, then it might have been you that was up to this naughtiness. Make sure you fill it in. They made me fill it in as well, the cheeky walruses, and after 3 days of questionnaire-inating, they had asked all 564 residents of Little Pidlington whether they liked lemon cake. 563 people said that they liked lemon cake, and one person said that they didn't like lemon cake. So that meant that cake-hating Claire was definitely not the arsonist. All we need to do now, said Clive, is find 562 more clues, and then we might find the fire starter. I'm not writing 562 more chapters, you little badger botherer. Okay, so next couple of little chapters, nice short ones they were today. So they've found out a couple of things. They've done some lemon cake investigation. Pat likes lemon cake, so that doesn't rule her out. In fact, almost everyone in Little Pidlington likes lemon cake except for cake-hating Claire. Who doesn't like lemon cake? So we're not much closer. We have ruled one person out. They didn't start the fire, but anyone else could have done. Maybe it was you. Now, in that chapter, I'm sorry, I was a bit insulting in my language towards Clive there. I called him a badger botherer. Badgers are one of my favourite animals, in fact. Here is a badger. And I would be upset if someone bothered this badger, because this badger is I'm fond of it. I wouldn't want it being bothered. And so what I'm going to get you to do today and have a go at is to come up with your own insults. It would be a bad thing to bother a badger. What else would it be bad to do? What insult can you come up with? My insult, badger botherer, I've used be and B, badger and botherer in a row. And that's called alliteration. And things that have alliteration in them, they kind of roll off the tongue and sound memorable. So maybe you could come up with some insults that sound a little bit memorable. I've deliberately not been too rude with my insults. I don't want to use rude language. I don't want to seriously insult Clive, but I do want to give him a little bit of a niggle with my insult towards him. So why don't you come up with an insult? Why don't you send me your best insult? I'd love to see that. And I'll see you tomorrow for the next installment of